Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. If you are new here, then let me welcome you to the Clips. This is a smaller portion of a much larger video that happens over on the main channel. It's a series I like to call The Week in Nerddom. This right here is the music section. We are going to be talking about music-related things, tours, new music, reacting to videos, just regular news in the music news section, all of the things. Super excited to have you here. Let's get into the news.
Okay, so music news. Sorry, we already have hiccups. A couple of technical issues, but either way, music news. We have, starting off this section, we have the announcement of Atreyu's 21st birthday for The Curse record. So they're set to bring this tour out November and December. The bands going on tour with them are also apparently celebrating some sort of birthdays, it would seem, because there's a lot of stuff going in full. So first up is Unearth playing The Oncoming Storm in full, which is a great record. Norma Jean playing Oh God, The Aftermath in full, which is a record. 18 Visions playing cuts from Obsession and Until the Ink Runs Out. He is Legend. He is freaking legend playing I Am Hollywood in full. And then a band I've never heard of, 0936. Full tour dates for this leg of the tour, because they are currently on tour with Memphis Mayfire, finishing that up overseas, staying in staying in Europe. Good Lord, they go on with 18 Visions and 0936. And then they come stateside and pick up Norma Jean and He is Legend with Unearth. And that starts Albuquerque, New Mexico on November 5th. Runs through, there's a bunch of dates as you can see, runs through December 11th in Pomona, California at the Glass House. So yeah, there are a lot of dates on this tour. That is a hell of a lineup. You have Unearth, Atreyu, 18 Visions, and He is Legend. I could go either way on Norma Jean, and I have zero idea who 0936 is. So that's what we have for that one. And then we also have in tour news, if I can find it. There it is. Tour news here. We have Nile going on tour with Cryptopsy, The Last 10 Seconds of Life, and Cognitive. This one is, where did it go? It said they hit the road September and October. Tickets for both of these tours I have in the show notes for this week's episode. So starting September 12th in Raleigh, North Carolina, running through October 11th in Indianapolis, Indiana. Again, tickets can be found in the show notes for this episode. That is a hell of a lineup. Nile and Cryptopsy together. Last 10 Seconds of Life, I've really only heard a couple of songs. They're not bad, but I couldn't necessarily speak to their overall catalog. And Cognitive, I have not heard, I don't believe. So that is what we have for tours. We also have two reunions to talk about. The first of which, make this smaller. The first of which is right here. Oof, that is going to be a lot of zooming. So let's zoom. Trying new things is not always the easiest. All right, so Vimic, for those that don't remember who the hell Vimic is, why we're talking about them, Vimic is the band that Joey Jordison was currently in when he sadly passed. So they are announcing that they are doing a reunion show in honor of Joey Jordison. The Kickstarter that we talked about previously is finished, and it raised $95,000. That funded the release of their second record, I believe that is, Open Your Omen. They're announcing reuniting with the surviving members of the band, honoring Joey Jordison. Taking place in LA on October 3rd at the Teragram Ballroom. Joey Jordison Charitable Fund presented concert will not only honor Jordison's memory, but also celebrate the release of the album. They will be supported by Wednesday 13 and some other very special guests, though it doesn't seem that they have been announced. Tickets go on sale this coming Friday. So let's continue on. Funds raised, we already talked about that. How Joey was fired, we've talked about that one ad nauseum. I don't think there's anything else new in this article. See, it's a combination of live and pre-recorded, right? So yeah, nothing new in this article. A night honoring Joey Jordison and the long-awaited release of the Open Your Omen albums with support from Wednesday 13 and special guests. Exclusive merch on sale, and that appears to be the end. Okay, so next on the list was the other... Where is it? Right there. The other reunion, and this is the one that came definitely way out of left field. Zoom so we can read. This is Primer 55. Primer 55 is a band that they had one, as far as I know, maybe it was two, but the only one I can remember is Loose. They had, at the very least, that one kind of record, the hit record, that was on like alt-rock radio stations and metal radio stations and stuff. That was the track that I put on a bunch of mix CDs back in the day, and they were just kind of like middle of the crowd kind of new metal. New metal. So this is a reunion, but different than the last reunion. I'm pretty sure we mentioned the last reunion, but that was a few years ago at this point. So let's just kind of brush up on this, shall we? After two hiatuses, Primer 55 announced they're back again with Donnie the Derp Polinsky resuming his role as vocalist, with Bobby Burns on guitar, Joshua Toomey on bass, and Preston Nash on drums. Lineup is vastly different than what it was ahead of their second hiatus. Bobby Burns was still on vocals, but Darren Walling was on bass, Heath Shaw on drums, and Joey Busciglio on guitar. However, Primer 55's third reunion is filled with the band's alumni. Nash was in the band from 2001 to 2003. Toomey played bass in 2003 and then again in 2007 to 2010. Donnie the Derp fronted the band in 2008 to 2010, and Burns has remained throughout. The first hiatus, Primer 55, went on reportedly due to issues with their record label, as well as conflict between band members. It was widely documented the founding guitarist Jason J. Sin Luttrell struggled with addiction that contributed to the deterioration of the band. They tried once more. However, Luttrell's struggles persisted. The band decided to disband once more and scrap the record they had been working on. Sadly, Luttrell passed away in 2018. Bassist Joshua Toomey took to Facebook earlier this afternoon to post this afternoon being, let's scroll up and see, when was this article from? 3 days, so 4 days ago now, because I grabbed this one. No, 3 days ago. I grabbed this one this morning. Well, the cat is out of the bag, he says. New metal is back, and so is Primer 55 after the band updated their profile photo yesterday. You can check out what Toomey said below. Let's do that. Oh, that's all because it's here. I see you. Okay. Yeah, so Primer 55 is back in rotation, I guess. So, I think that is what we have for music. Also, I guess relevant for this episode is no suggestions this week. Just suggestions honestly take a lot of doing, and I didn't have the time to do it. So that is kind of what it is at this point, unfortunately. So that means we're gonna do this. Let's go back here.
Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.